Hi, just a really quick tutorial on how to get started with machine learning on Windows. So a few weeks ago I did a tutorial on how to install DeepMind's software on your own machine, and a prerequisite was that you had to install Linux. If you don't want to install Linux and if you want to play with machine learning on a Windows machine, here's one way you can do it. You first download WinPython. So Google for WinPython download and you'll come to this page. Download the executable and install it on your drive. Then to run software on to run your code on the GPU as opposed to on the CPU, download CUDA for Windows. So I'll put the link below in the description as well. And then you select your operating system, in this case Windows. The version, I've got Windows 10. I downloaded the local executable and just press download. And then just install it, follow the instructions. You want to check that you've got an NVIDIA capable GPU before you do so. So Google for CUDA Windows, and you'll find that there's a good guide which tells you about the requirements, including how to verify that you've got a CUDA capable GPU. Under requirements, you'll see that you also need Visual Studio, 10, 12 or 13. 2015 isn't supported yet. If you want a free version, download the Community Edition 2013. I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. Just download here and install. The Express Edition isn't sufficient, so use Community 2013 if you want a free version. So then you've installed WinPython, you've installed CUDA for Windows. Okay, to test that it's running, that the code is running on your GPU, you can copy and paste this script. I'll put the link to this in the description below as well. So copy and paste this into a file and save it somewhere on your drive, and then open up a command prompt. First of all, go to your WinPython installation, go to the scripts directory and type env to set the environment correctly. Then go to where you saved your script, your Python script, and run it using Python and then the name of the file. So the first time I'd expect it to run on the CPU because I haven't set the Theano flags to use the GPU. Okay, so it says here, use the CPU, and it took 13.38 seconds. Now if I go back to this page, it shows me how to set the flags to use the GPU. So you see that device equals GPU, Control C, and then say set Control V. So now we've set the device to be GPU, and run the script again. So you can see it's using the GPU, and it took 0.8 seconds, so maybe 15 times more quickly to run that script. So let's go back to this tutorial again. So this tutorial was written by a guy called Brandon. It's a really great tutorial. I can highly recommend his blog, his work here. This particular one is great because he uses a very simple grid world example to show, to illustrate the same approach that DeepMind took to solving the Atari playing problem that I talked about in my previous tutorial. So I can highly recommend this. Again, it's a simple problem, but the approach and the technique is sufficiently advanced to tackle more complex problems, and he goes through it in sufficient detail. So very, very good work, highly recommended, and he provides the code. So that's great stuff. To get this running on your machine, you can download the Python notebook. There's a link to it here at the bottom. In your WinPython installation, you will find an executable called Jupyter. I think it's pronounced Jupyter Notebook. If you start that, it will open up this in your browser. Then you can upload the notebook that you just downloaded. Here it's called ORL Part 3, and you click on it to run it. So it's running in the browser now. You can either run all, you can step through the different pieces, or you can press Shift Enter to step through in the browser. So that's one way to run it. You can also save off the file as a Python file and run it from your command shell. And then similarly, you can set the Theano flags to either use CPU or GPU. Now I found actually that this didn't run more quickly using GPU, so I'm guessing there's something about the way the Keras library is being used that isn't optimal for GPU usage. I'll look into that. Be interested to see or to hear from you if you manage to get this running more quickly on the GPU than the CPU. So I hope this was helpful. Questions or comments, very welcome below. Thanks.